Today we are gathered to discuss the 10 fun facts about cherry blossoms in celebration of the Cherry Blossom Festival right here in Newark, New Jersey. Thank you for joining us, Anthony. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks so much for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here today.
Awesome. So what I want to do is I want to dive right into it. So let's not keep our audience waiting. So we have 10 fun facts, and I'm going to just kind of go through the questions and shoot them at you at lightning speed. Okay. Question number 1. What is the difference between ornamental and edible cherry trees?
One is grown for its flowers and its ornament. The other is grown for its fruit. Edible cherries are things that you want to eat. They're sweet, they taste good. Ornamental cherries have the same flowers and the same kinds of fruits. The fruits are small, they're maybe like the size of a blueberry, but you don't want to eat them.
Question number 2. How many different types of cherry trees or blossoms are there?
Hundreds, if not, maybe 1,000. You go to a botanic garden or arboretum, you can see a really diverse selection.
Question number 3. When do cherry trees bloom?
Usually April is the time, and that's really the time to think about these flowering. It varies from year to year depending on the weather. You might see them in flower even the last week of March.
Question number 4. Why are some cherry blossoms pink and others white?
It really just depends on what species you're looking at. Some species have different color flowers than other species. The main flowering cherry that we think of is a place like Brook Park in Newark. The main flowering cherry there is Yoshino cherry, and those are generally white, although there are some pink varieties of those as well.
Question number 5. Are ornamental cherries native of the U.S.?
No, they're not native to the United States. Most of what we grow and think of as the ornamental flowering cherries that we see in the spring, but the vast majority of what we see are Japanese flowering cherries.
Question 6. Where do ornamental cherry trees grow in the U.S.?
In the U.S., they're popular and can be grown pretty much from, I'd say, Boston going down to Atlanta. And then similarly, I'd say from maybe San Francisco Bay Area going all the way up into Seattle.
Question number 7. How do people in Japan celebrate the cherry blossom season?
There's something called hanami, where people go and they camp out underneath flowering cherries. People come out and picnic and drink sake and just really enjoy being out there. And it's a huge part of culture just to really take that moment to really enjoy this sort of one flash of beauty that happens just for a couple weeks in spring.
Question number 8. What are the best places in the U.S. to see cherry blossoms?
The Brook Park, which is famous for its flowering cherries. Central Park is really fabulous. Prospect Park, Brooklyn Botanic Garden, New York Botanic Garden, and then Fairmount Park, our big city park in Philadelphia, has really wonderful displays of flowering cherries. So, and then of course Washington D.C.
Question number 9. Why is Brook Park famous for its cherry blossoms?
In 1927, a woman named Caroline Bamberger Fold, who was the sister of the founder of a big department store chain in Newark, donated 2,000 flowering cherries to the park. So that was really the beginning of this history of having a really large, remarkable display of cherry trees.
Question number 10. How did you become so interested in cherry blossoms?
Starting in the early 2000s, we were having a cherry blossom festival every spring, inviting lots of people in, and people really enjoyed it. And I started to think, well, maybe we need to make sure that what we're calling these trees is right. So we need to verify these trees, and also we need to diversify the collections. So it just led me on a path of starting to, look for these and grow them and just become really interested in them.
We thank you for joining us for our 10 fun facts about cherry blossoms. And in celebration of our Cherry Blossom Festival, we encourage you to go outside and enjoy spring as spring is in the air. So till next time, bye.